Welcome back to the deep dive. For years, the idea of AI creating music felt like something out of a sci-fi movie, a distant future, right?
Definitely felt that way.
But I heard something truly remarkable recently that AI isn't just making, simple elevator music anymore.
But far from it.
It's composing entire professional-sounding songs, vocals included, that can genuinely fool even a casual listener. Is
Yeah.
that really where we are now in 2025? It sounds almost unbelievable.
It is pretty mind-blowing, but yeah, that's the reality we're seeing unfold.
So today, we're plunging headfirst into that reality. This deep dive is all about the profound and rapidly evolving world of AI-generated music.
Mhm.
We're going to explore its incredible impact on how music is made, how it's distributed, and critically, who actually owns it. It feels like a seismic shift, and we're here to help you navigate the rumbling ground.
Absolutely. And our mission today is to really cut through the noise, because there's a lot of hype out there, but also a lot of real substance. We're going to break down just how sophisticated this AI music technology truly is. Dive into the messy legal battles unfolding in the courts right now.
Yeah, those are huge.
Unpack the huge economic shifts already happening across the industry and tackle the tough ethical questions this new era brings up. We want to give you a truly comprehensive understanding and hopefully spark some of those crucial aha moments about where music is headed, not just tomorrow, but, for years to come.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because the future of music isn't just coming, it's pretty much here, and AI is playing a lead role. Let's start by looking at just how sophisticated this AI symphony has become in 2025. What's it actually capable of doing now?
It's remarkable, truly. We've moved far beyond, simple melodies or generic background tracks. The sophistication of AI music generation in 2025 is, it's astonishing.
How so?
Today, advanced text-to-music models like Suno and Udio, which you might have heard of, aren't just creating little snippets. They're producing full-fledged songs, complete with vocals that are so polished and coherent.
Vocals too, really?
Oh yeah, vocals too. And many people genuinely wouldn't guess they were machine-made. Imagine a track with intricate harmonies, a catchy beat, expressive lyrics, all generated by an algorithm from a simple text prompt.
Wow.
It's a level of artistry that, honestly, just a few years ago, felt pretty much impossible for AI.
Okay, so what's under the hood? How does it actually work? It can't be magic, right?
Right, not magic, but it certainly feels like it sometimes. We're talking about really cutting-edge machine learning architectures. These are highly complex systems that can learn from absolutely massive data sets of existing music.
Okay.
Think of AI systems that can essentially absorb the musical grammar of millions of songs. Things like melody, harmony, rhythm, instrumentation, even vocal inflections and styles.
So it learns the rules, basically.
Exactly. And then, using powerful algorithms, they can craft entirely new compositions that sound incredibly authentic. We're essentially talking about AI that learns the language of music well enough to become a fluent composer, not just a mimic.
What kind of tech are we talking about specifically?
Key among these are things like transformer models, similar to what powers advanced language AI, which are excellent at understanding long-range structure in music, and also things like generative adversarial networks, or GANs, which are really good at inventing new, realistic-sounding audio textures.
And what's truly mind-boggling about this technological leap isn't just the sophistication, it's the unprecedented accessibility it offers, right?
You're spot on. That's a huge part of the story.
I mean, imagine being able to create a full song, complete with vocals, just by typing a description, no musical training required. This isn't just for seasoned producers anymore, is it?
Not at all. Modern AI platforms are democratizing music creation in a way we've never seen before. It's a profound shift.
How easy are we talking?
With just a simple text prompt describing a genre, a mood, or even a specific instrument, pretty much anyone can generate a song. You don't need to know how to play an instrument, read music, or even understand music theory.
That opens up so many possibilities.
It really does. It opens up entirely new creative avenues for millions of people globally. It's breaking down those traditional barriers to entry in a way that's almost revolutionary.
So how does the tech actually enable that? Are there different ways these AI models approach making music?
Yeah, there are a few core technical approaches enabling this new wave. First, we have what's called symbolic music generation.
Symbolic, like notes.
Exactly. Here, AI treats music as discrete symbols, like MIDI notes. It's essentially the digital blueprint of the song. Early systems use things called recurrent neural networks, RNNs, for simple melodies. But today's transformer-based models, much more capable.
How so?
They can capture long-range musical structure, allowing them to compose coherent, multi-instrument pieces that develop over time, not just repeat. Think of it like an AI learning the rules of musical composition to write its own detailed score.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Then there's audio-based generation. Instead of just outputting notes, these AI systems generate the raw audio waveforms directly.
So actual sound.
Actual sound, yeah. Groundbreaking projects like Google's NSYNC and WaveNet have shown that AI can produce entirely novel instrumental timbres and high-fidelity sounds literally from scratch.
Novel sounds, like instruments that don't exist.
Pretty much. These neural synthesizers can actually blend the characteristics of different instruments. Imagine an instrument that's part flute, part pipe organ, with its own unique resonance. It provides a whole new palette for sound designers and composers.
That's wild. Is there anything even more cutting edge?
Well, at the very frontier of AI creativity, we have multimodal systems. This is where different sensory inputs merge.
Like combining text and images.
Exactly, or even video. For example, there's a model called VT2 Music, which is diffusion-based. It can compose music not just from text descriptions, but also from images or even video input.
Seriously, give me an example.
So you could feed it a photo of a sunset landscape and ask for music to match, and it would generate a piece trying to align with the semantic and emotional content of those visual cues.
Wow. Bridging sight and sound?
Right. It's allowing creators to think about music in a more holistic, expressive context. Really innovative stuff.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for many listeners. Who are the big names driving this revolution? Who are the companies making this happen?
Yes, several key players are really dominating the AI music landscape right now, each with slightly different strengths.
Like who?
Suno has gained massive prominence. You've probably heard of them, primarily because their interface is incredibly user-friendly.
Right, the one where you just type stuff in.
That's the one. It allows users to generate entire songs, including vocals, directly from text prompts. And get this, by 2025, Suno reported that over 25 million users had already created their first song using its AI.
25 million, that's huge.
It speaks volumes about its broad appeal and ease of access. It's truly a platform for the masses.
Okay, who else is big?
Another leading platform is Udio. It was founded by former Google DeepMind researchers, so serious AI chops there.
And what's their specialty?
Udio is particularly praised for producing vocals that often sound, well, more human-like and instrumental baggings that are closer to real studio recordings than many competitors.
Better quality, basically.
In many cases, yes. Side-by-side comparisons have shown that uninformed listeners often have a harder time identifying Udio's songs as AI-generated, especially the vocals. Plus, Udio offers more advanced features like detailed remixing and song extension tools, giving users more control.
Interesting. Are there others focusing on specific niches?
Definitely. There's AIVA, which stands for Artificial Intelligence Virtual Artist. They specialize more in orchestral and cinematic compositions.
Ah, like film scores.
Exactly. And AIVA actually made history by becoming the first AI to be officially recognized as a composer by an Authors' Rights Society. That was a significant milestone.
Wow, recognized as a composer.
Yeah, showing acceptance even within traditional structures. And then we have Stable Audio, launched by Stability AI, the company famous for its image generation AI.
Right, Stable Diffusion. So they do audio too.
They do. Stable Audio focuses on high-fidelity instrumental generation. They use a massive 1.2 billion parameter diffusion model.
What does that mean for the user?
It means it's designed to create really high-quality 44.1 kilohertz music specifically for commercial use, offering users much finer control over the content and length of the generated audio. So you can say, I need a 30-second upbeat synth track, and get something pretty specific.
Very useful for professionals, I imagine.
Absolutely. Advertisers, game developers, content creators.
So we're seeing these incredibly sophisticated tools. They're super easy to use. What does this mean for the sheer volume of music being released? It sounds like we're heading for an absolute flood.
Flood is definitely the right word. The proliferation of AI-generated music is truly staggering, and the numbers are quite eye-opening.
Give me some figures.
Okay, so Deezer, the French streaming service, they disclosed that by April 2025, over 20,000 AI-generated tracks were being uploaded. Wait for it. Every single day.
20,000 a day.
Per day. This alone accounted for roughly 18% of all new music uploads on its platform at that time.
18%. That's insane.
And here's the kicker. That figure was nearly double the volume from just a few months prior. It shows this incredibly rapid acceleration in content creation.
So the aha moment here is?
It's that this explosion highlights not just the amazing democratization of music creation, which is great, but also the significant challenges that come with managing such an unprecedented amount of synthetic content. It's like an information tsunami hitting the music industry.
So we're looking at this unprecedented flood of AI music democratizing creation, which sounds great on one level, but the moment you have that much creation, that fundamental question emerges. Who actually owns this new deluge of digital art? This isn't just theoretical anymore, is it? It's become a real legal battleground.
Absolutely. It's a critical legal battleground, probably the central issue right now. The music industry is in the midst of these unprecedented lawsuits that will ultimately define how AI-generated content is treated under copyright law.
What lawsuits are we talking about?
Well, in June 2024, the Recording Industry Association of America, the RIAA acting for the big labels, Universal, Sony, Warner, filed landmark federal lawsuits against both Suno and Udio.
Against the big players we just mentioned.
Exactly. These cases were filed in New York and Massachusetts, marking the first major U.S. copyright suits specifically targeting AI music training.
Training. So it's about how the AI learned to make music in the first place.
Precisely. The core accusation leveled against them is severe. The labels allege that Suno and Udio copied massive quantities of sound recordings from artists across every genre, style, and era without getting permission, just to train their models.
So basically accusing them of theft on a huge scale.
That's the argument. They're calling it wholesale piracy, saying these AI platforms took entire catalogs of copyrighted music and exploited them as training data to build commercial AI services without any licenses or compensation to the artists or rights holders whose work made it possible.
Okay, that sounds serious. What are the stakes?
Incredibly high. These complaints are seeking to bar Suno and Udio from using any copyrighted music for training their models going forward. And they're demanding statutory damages of up to $150,000 per infringed work.
Per song?
Per song, potentially. When you consider that thousands, maybe even millions of songs could be implicated, the potential liability could run into the billions of dollars if the courts side with the music companies.
Billions. Wow.
Yeah. So these cases are being watched extremely closely. They will undoubtedly set precedents for the future of AI and copyright, not just in music, but across all creative industries. This is about the very concept of intellectual property in the age of generative AI.
And at the heart of these lawsuits, that legal concept we hear about all the time is taking center stage, fair use. How do the two sides interpret this, especially when it comes to training AI? What's the fundamental disagreement?
Right. Fair use is the linchpin of the AI company's defense. The labels argue pretty forcefully that using their copyrighted songs to train an AI is nothing short of unlicensed copying of sound recordings on a massive scale.
Straightforward copying, in their view.
Yes. And they contend that this directly competes with human artists' livelihoods and therefore shouldn't be considered fair use. They see it as a direct threat to the whole ecosystem that supports human creativity, effectively devaluing original work.
Okay, so what do the AI companies say? How can they claim it's fair?
The AI companies, Suno and Udio, counter this by arguing their training practices are protected by fair use. They claim their models engage in what's called the transformative use of the music.
Transformative, meaning they change it enough.
That's the idea. Their argument is that the AI learns general musical patterns, styles, and structures from the vast data sets, but then creates entirely new songs rather than simply replicating existing ones. They liken the training process to an intermediate technical step. Essentially, the AI is learning about music, not just copying it directly.
So the output is different from the input.
They assert the output is distinct from any particular input song, and therefore it should fall under the fair use doctrine. The novelty here is striking. This specific fair use defense for training generative AI on this scale for music is largely untested in court. Its validity is the core, unresolved question in this litigation. Billions of dollars and the future of creative AI hang in the balance.
So how are courts responding to these complex claims, especially around fair use? Are we seeing any early signs or patterns in how they're drawing the line?
We are seeing some early signs, and they suggest that courts might be, let's say, skeptical of broad fair use claims for AI training, especially when commercial products are involved.
Like in other areas besides music?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was a notable parallel case in 2023, Thomson Reuters v. Ross Intelligence. It involved legal texts, not music, but the principle is relevant.
What happened there?
A U.S. federal court considered whether using a copyrighted legal database to train an AI research tool was fair use. The court rejected the AI company's fair use defense. They found the use non-transformative.
Why non-transformative?
Essentially because the AI was used to create a competing product and didn't add significant new expression or meaning to the original works. While it was about legal texts, the reasoning could easily foreshadow how courts might approach music. If AI training just helps produce something that directly competes with, cheapens, and ultimately drowns out the original works, as the labels allege,
Then it's not fair use.
courts might deem it infringement, yeah. That case set a strong precedent.
Are regulators weighing in on this too?
Yes, U.S. regulators are definitely taking notice. In a May 2025 report, the U.S. Copyright Office drew a pretty sharp line.
What did they say?
They suggested that training AI on copyrighted data for research purposes might often be transformative and potentially fair use. However, and this is crucial, they stated that making commercial use of vast troves of copyrighted works to produce expressive content that competes with those works goes beyond established fair use boundaries.
So commercial use is the key difference.
It seems to be a major factor. This guidance clearly signals that unauthorized mass commercial AI training, which is exactly what the labels accuse Suno and Udio of, falls clearly outside the scope of fair use and likely requires a license. That's a strong signal about regulatory thinking.
Okay, shifting slightly, what about the music the AI actually creates? If an AI composes an entire song purely autonomously, like no human input at all, can that AI or anyone actually own the copyright to it?
Yeah.
That seems really fundamental.
It truly is fundamental, and on that specific point, we actually have a definitive answer, at least in the U.S. for now.
Oh, really? What is it?
In March 2025, a U.S. appellate court, the D.C. Circuit, affirmed that works created entirely by AI cannot be copyrighted under current law.
Cannot be copyrighted at all.
Correct. They upheld the U.S. Copyright Office's position that human authorship is a bedrock requirement for copyright protection. The court specifically looked at the 1976 Copyright Act and noted it assumes an author is human. It talks about authors' lifespans and widows or children, concepts that just don't apply to machines.
So an AI can't be an author?
Legally, no. And a work with no human creator is ineligible for copyright.
What does that mean in practice for AI music?
It has profound implications. It means that a song composed entirely by an autonomous AI with absolutely zero human creative contributions automatically enters the public domain the moment it's created.
Public domain. So anyone can use it.
Anyone could use or distribute such purely AI-generated music without needing permission because there's no human author to own the rights.
Wow. Okay, that's a huge aha moment.
It really is, and it creates a massive incentive for human involvement. However, if a human meaningfully contributes to the creative process, maybe by curating or editing AI outputs or co-writing lyrics, providing specific prompts that shape the work,
Then it might be copyrightable.
then the result might qualify for copyright, with the human collaborator being recognized as the author. The courts have left some gray area around exactly how much human input is needed, but the bright line rule is clear. An AI-only work gets zero copyright protection. It's free for anyone to use.
So despite all these complex legal battles and swirling ethical questions, it seems the money flowing into AI music is just absolutely staggering. The market is growing at an incredible rate, isn't it?
It absolutely is. The projections are pretty meteoric for the AI music market over the next decade.
Give me the numbers.
Okay, in 2024, the global AI music market was valued around $3.9 billion. That's already significant.
Already billions.
Right. But it's forecast to explode to something like $38.7 billion by 2033. That's a compound annual growth rate of roughly 25.8%.
Wow, that's massive growth.
To put it in perspective, one estimate suggests AI-generated content will increase total music industry revenue by a remarkable 17.2% in the next year alone.
How? Where's that money coming from?
It's fueled by entirely new revenue streams opening up. Things like licensing AI-composed tracks for background music and videos, creating personalized soundtracks for apps or fitness, AI-generated content specifically for games and social media. Major tech and music companies are definitely investing heavily. They anticipate AI making a huge contribution to industry growth.
But if the pie is growing this fast, who's actually getting a slice? It seems like maybe not everyone is benefiting equally from this boom. What's the picture for human creators?
That's the critical question, isn't it? And the answer, unfortunately, points to pretty significant economic disruption for human creators.
How bad is it looking?
A comprehensive global study by SciSac, that's the International Confederation of Societies of Authors and Composers, they predict that by 2028, generative AI will cannibalize about 24% of music creators' revenues.
24%. A quarter of their income.
Potentially, yes. It means human songwriters, composers, artists could see nearly a quarter of their potential income displaced by AI-produced music flooding the market. CySAC's analysis foresees a cumulative loss of around $10 billion for music creators just between 2023 and 2028, directly resulting from unlicensed AI use and lost opportunity.
10 billion euros.
And by 2028 alone, the annual losses for creators are projected to hit around $4 billion.
So if creators are losing out, who's gaining?
Well, the primary beneficiaries seem to be the AI developers and platforms themselves. Their music revenues are projected to climb to about $4 billion annually by 2028, a huge increase from basically nothing in 2023.
And that money comes from?
What's particularly noteworthy, as ISAC points out, is that these AI companies' revenues are often derived directly from the unlicensed reproduction of creators' works used in training. So it essentially represents a massive transfer of value from human creators to tech firms.
That's a profound insight. It's not just a tool, it's reallocating wealth.
Exactly. We're witnessing an unprecedented rapid financial transfer, not just from artists to platforms, but from a human-driven creative economy to an algorithm-driven one, where the very act of creation is potentially being devalued by its infinite reproducibility. That's the real aha moment here.
Where is this impact likely to be felt most keenly?
AI-generated music is expected to make its biggest inroads in areas like stock music libraries, background music for businesses, that sort of thing. By 2028, projections suggest 20% of music streaming service revenues could come from AI tracks.
20% of streaming revenue.
And an astonishing 60% of music in production libraries, the kind used for films, ads, corporate videos, even hold music, might be AI generated.
60%.
On platforms like Spotify or Apple Music, AI tracks could start appearing more in mood playlists, personalized mixes, potentially undercutting human-made tracks in those more functional listening contexts.
It's a stark reality for human artists, isn't it? They face huge economic risks as AI offers cheaper or even free alternatives. I mean, imagine an ad agency needing a jingle.
Right. They could license an AI-composed track for a tiny fraction of the cost of hiring a human composer. That's a direct threat to livelihoods across the board.
So that 24% figure from CySAC is really worrying.
It is. It translates to billions in lost earnings that would have gone to human creators.
Wow.
And Gadi Oron, the head of CySAC, he warned in late 2024 that at that point, not a single AI developer has signed a licensing agreement with authors' societies.
So creators weren't sharing in the upside at all.
Not directly through those channels, no, despite their work being foundational. This economic shift is why music community leaders are pushing so hard for new licensing guilds and regulations to prevent AI from just siphoning billions away from artists every year.
Okay, beyond the economics of creation itself, there's a darker side emerging with this AI music explosion: outright fraud. You mentioned Deezer finding up to 70% fraudulent streams on AI music. That's not just a problem, that's practically a gold rush for digital con artists.
You're right, it's become a major issue, almost like the Wild West of digital music. The massive volume of cheap, easily made AI songs being uploaded is seriously straining streaming platforms' business models and has opened the door wide for manipulation and fraud.
70% is just mind-boggling. How does that even happen?
Deezer's finding was alarming, yeah. It was caused by a bot network specifically designed to inflate play counts and collect royalties.
So how does the scam work?
Basically, fraudsters use AI to churn out hundreds, maybe thousands, of low-quality, often generic tracks. Then they run sophisticated bots to listen to these tracks on a continuous loop on streaming services.
Oh, generating fake plays to earn money.
Exactly. Siphoning off streaming payments that should legitimately go to human artists or other rights holders. With tens of thousands of AI tracks being uploaded daily, policing this has become this relentless game of whack-a-mole for the platforms.
Has this problem gotten worse with AI?
Definitely. The IFPI, the International Recording Industry Federation, they reported that artificial streaming was already a major issue before generative AI really took off, but that generative AI has significantly exacerbated it.
Are there actual cases of this?
Oh, yeah. There was a striking U.S. case where a man was charged for creating hundreds of thousands of AI-generated songs and then streaming them billions of times to collect royalties. He apparently earned an estimated $10 million before he got caught.
$10 million from fake AI songs and bot.
That's the allegation. This level of fraud is a massive challenge. It's forcing platforms to invest heavily in detection methods and even reconsider their royalty models to protect the system's integrity and ensure fair compensation actually goes to legitimate artists.
So with this unprecedented influx of AI music and all the accompanying fraud, How are the big streaming platforms actually responding? Are they all taking the same approach, or are we seeing different strategies?
We're seeing a pretty significant divergence, actually. Different platforms are taking different tacks.
Okay, like who's doing what?
Well, Deezer, for example, has adopted a very proactive and stringent stance.
Oh, so.
They've developed advanced AI detection tools to identify AI-generated tracks. And crucially, they now exclude fully AI-created songs from their algorithmic playlists and recommendations.
Oh, interesting. So they're actively filtering them out.
To some extent, yes, from algorithmic promotion. Furthermore, Deezer is actively blocking suspicious listening activity and refusing to pay out royalties on streams they identify as artificial. They even did a major purge back in 2023. Yeah, they removed 26 million useless, low-quality tracks from their catalog. Many were likely noise, spam, or low-effort AI content. They're trying to clean up the ecosystem and protect genuine artists. They're drawing a clear line.
Okay, so that's Deezer. What about the giant Spotify?
Well, Spotify, the market leader, has so far taken a much more laissez-faire or hands-off approach.
Meaning?
Spotify does not currently label or segregate AI-generated music on its service in any obvious way. A spokesperson basically said that all music on Spotify, including AI stuff, is uploaded by licensed third parties.
So if it comes through the official channels, it's treated the same.
That seems to be the implication. Long as someone holds the rights and uses a distributor, the content, AI or not, appears alongside everything else. Spotify's official line is that it doesn't prioritize AI tracks in any special way, but it also hasn't banned them or labeled them clearly.
Has that caused any controversy?
It has led to some criticism, yeah. Especially given past exposés about Spotify playlists featuring generic songs by anonymous ghost artists, which some suspected were either in-house AI creations or production music used to potentially cut royalty costs.
Right, I remember hearing about that.
Spotify's position seems to reflect a desire to remain content neutral, but it's a stance that might come under increasing pressure from labels, artists, and maybe even users demanding more transparency.
That's a really fascinating contrast. Given these differing approaches and the increasing scrutiny, what do you think? Will Spotify's position change under pressure, or will its content-neutral approach continue? It's a big question.
It is. Time will tell how that plays out.
Okay, let's dive a bit deeper now into the incredible technology that makes all this possible. Moving beyond the headlines and into the actual, brains behind the beats, how are these advanced AI architectures really working to create such sophisticated music?
Yeah, let's get into the weeds a bit. Underpinning these recent breakthroughs are truly advanced neural network architectures that have drastically improved the quality and coherence of AI music.
Like the ones you mentioned earlier, transformers and GANs.
Exactly. First, we have transformer models. Originally developed for language processing, think that GPT-3, GPT-4, these architectures have revolutionized music AI too.
How do they help with music?
Transformers are really good at handling very long sequences of data. That's crucial for music because songs unfold over time. They allow the AI to maintain musical structure over minutes of audio, not just seconds.
So they understand context better.
Precisely. Trained on vast MIDI datasets, they can generate diverse styles from classical to jazz by learning complex patterns and relationships across instruments over time. So, making sure, for example, that a melody played by a piano early on is harmonized correctly by the strings much later. It gives the music a cohesive, human-like structure.
Okay, and the GANs, what's their role?
Then there are variational autoencoders, VAEs, and generative adversarial networks, GANs. These contribute more to the AI's ability to invent entirely new sounds and textures.
How do GANs work? I hear that term a lot.
GANs use this unique competitive learning process. Basically, two neural networks work against each other. One generates fake data, like music, and the other tries to tell if it's fake or real. They push each other to get better.
Ah, like a game of cat and mouse.
Sort of, yeah. And models like WaveGAN have been effective in creating realistic-sounding audio textures. VAEs, on the other hand, learn compressed internal representations of music. Think of a digital space where every possible sound exists as a point.
A sound space.
Kind of. Similar sounds are close together in this space. Google's NSynth used a VAE to learn an internal timbre space of instrument sounds. This allowed it to smoothly interpolate between instruments.
Creating those hybrid sounds you mentioned.
Exactly, like finding a brand new sound in the space between a known flute sound and a known organ sound. Really cool for sound design.
Are there even newer techniques emerging?
Yes. More recently, neural synthesizers and diffusion models represent approaches that treat music generation more directly as an audio synthesis problem.
Like stable audio.
Exactly like stable audio. It uses latent diffusion, a technique where the model learns to gradually remove noise to create a desired audio output, guided by text and timing info.
Yeah.
This gives very high-quality results with precise control. Remember, a 45-second guitar solo, 120 BPM.
Right. High fidelity and specific.
These neural synthesizers learn to synthesize audio directly, capturing subtle textures from real recordings that can be richer than traditional methods.
Do these models work together?
Crucially, yes. They often don't work in isolation. Cutting-edge systems frequently combine architectures. For instance, a transformer might generate a sequence of musical symbols, which are then rendered into actual audio by a VAE or diffusion model.
Like composing, then performing.
Kind of like that, yeah. It mirrors how a human composer might write a score and then assign it to instruments. It allows for fine control at the symbolic level, plus the richness of learned audio. The aha here is these systems aren't just mimicking, they're learning fundamental rules of music and sound to compose and synthesize in genuinely novel ways.
And AI is also expanding music creation beyond just what we hear, right? Connecting sight, sound, even interaction in fascinating ways, blurring those lines between creative mediums.
That's a really powerful direction for the technology, yeah. And it's where we see some of the most innovative applications emerging. Multimodal AI systems are definitely bridging these sensory experiences.
So text-to-music is one example.
Right. Models like Music LM or Refusion take in natural language descriptions. You type a mellow jazz tune with saxophone lead and generate corresponding music. But systems like VT2 Music go even further.
Wow.
By conditioning on additional context like images or video alongside the text. Remember the sunset example? Feed it a photo and ask for music to match, and the AI tries to capture the visually implied mood.
Creating music that understands visual cues. Incredible. What about video to music?
That's developing too. Experimental systems can analyze a video's visual and emotional content and generate a soundtrack or score in real time.
Real-time scoring.
Yeah. This has huge implications for filmmakers, YouTubers, game designers, allowing for dynamic, auto-generated scores that adapt instantly to visuals. The music might shift tense for a dark scene, then light for a pastoral one, all automatically. Super immersive.
And what about interacting with AI musically?
Critically, interactive AI collaboration is rapidly emerging. AI music tools are increasingly acting as intelligent collaborators.
Like jamming with an AI.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Some systems can actually jam live with human musicians, responding to a melody someone plays by harmonizing or adding accompaniment on the fly. Researchers find these AI partners can help musicians explore ideas by introducing unexpected chord progressions or rhythms, inspiring the human.
So like a virtual co-writer in your music software.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine a virtual co-writer built right into your DO, Ableton, Logic, whatever, that can suggest ways to develop a riff you just played, like having an infinitely patient and knowledgeable musical partner.
This feels like something genuinely new. This level of customization and responsiveness that static, human-composed music just can't achieve. Music tailored just for you, like a personal soundtrack.
Absolutely. AI really shines at generating music tailored to incredibly specific parameters. And this is fueling a rapid rise in adaptive music experiences.
What kind of examples are we seeing?
Well, fitness apps are using AI to generate workout music that precisely matches your running pace or heart rate. A truly synchronized experience to motivate you.
Oh, that's clever.
Meditation apps are creating ambient music that evolves based on biometric feedback, maybe slowing down as your breathing calms.
Wow.
Even video games are starting to use AI-generated music that adapts dynamically to gameplay in real time, intensifying during action, relaxing during exploration, making it much more immersive.
So the music responds directly to the situation.
Exactly. This hyper-personalization is possible because the AI can be guided by real-time data, something static recordings can't do. Spotify's own research teams have explored AI for hyper-personalized background tracks based on listening history, time of day, even local weather.
So my morning commute soundtrack could literally be unique to me and that specific morning.
That's the direction things are heading. It hints at a future where each user might hear a unique soundtrack, algorithmically composed just for their life moments, evolving with them. The aha, here's music becoming a truly bespoke experience, an auditory extension of your personal reality.
So beyond all these incredible practical applications, how is AI pushing the boundaries of what music even is? Is it creating totally new genres, new forms of expression we couldn't have imagined?
Without a doubt, it's profoundly expanding the boundaries of musical creativity. Because AI models learn from vast, diverse data sets without human preconceptions, they readily blend elements from different genres.
It's like mashing styles together.
Yeah. An AI might combine classical piano with dubstep beats or create a folk melody infused with electronic timbres. These hybrid outputs often defy traditional genre labels, suggesting entirely new styles.
Are artists using this intentionally?
Some avant-garde artists, like Holly Herndon or Arca, are embracing AI precisely to craft sounds that feel alien or genre-breaking, pushing music into what you could call meta-genres that reflect the algorithm's unique perspective.
What about the structure of music? Is that changing?
AI also enables things like infinite music and generative scores. It can generate music continuously and indefinitely. Think infinite albums.
Like music that never ends.
Exactly. Imagine an ambient AI streaming an endlessly evolving soundscape that never quite repeats. Brian Eno talked about generative music decades ago. Now AI is realizing it beautifully. Startups are already creating AI streams for relaxation or focus that are effectively endless, always new playlists made on the fly.
That really challenges the idea of a song.
It fundamentally does. It challenges the traditional notion of a fixed piece of content, opening up new ways to consume music.
And the sounds themselves. You mentioned hybrid instruments.
Right, the customization of sound reaches unprecedented levels. With neural nets controlling synthesis, AI can morph a recording of a cello into something that doesn't exist, that cello-trumpet hybrid. Artists can ask, what if glass bells sang the blues? And actually explore that sonically. That's a fresh palette beyond standard instruments.
Is AI getting into the emotional side of music too?
It is. AI is being used to probe the links between music and emotion. Some systems try to generate music that induces specific emotional states or aligns with therapeutic goals like for stress relief or focus. By analyzing patterns of what humans find happy or sad, AI can try to generate new music targeting those feelings.
So, if AI can create any sound or style, what's left for human creativity?
That's the big question. Many artists see these tools as new instruments to be played, just like synthesizers opened up new sounds decades ago. Entirely new genres might emerge from this human-AI interplay, genres that couldn't exist with only acoustic or traditional electronic instruments.
Okay, let's unpack this. One of the most significant impacts of AI in music seems to be its power to democratize creation itself. It's opening doors for so many people.
Precisely. Historically, making music required specialized skills, training, expensive gear. AI tools like Suno and Udio are dramatically changing that equation.
How so?
They allow people with absolutely no formal music training to create full songs just by describing ideas in words. Suno's slogan really captures it. Anyone can make great music, no instrument needed, just imagination.
Like Instagram for music?
Kind of, yeah. Like smartphone cameras made everyone a photographer. AI models are making potentially everyone a composer, maybe even an artist or performer in some sense.
What are the positive results of that?
We're seeing a huge diversity of new music emerging. Bedroom creators who maybe lacked the means before can now produce film score, quality orchestral pieces, or complex electronic tracks. For indie musicians, AI can act as a virtual band.
Generating backing tracks.
Exactly. Generating arrangements, eliminating the need to hire session players or learn complex production. It dramatically lowers barriers, cost, skill, time, potentially leading to a flourishing of music from voices we might not otherwise have heard. It's a game changer for independent artists.
That's an incredible positive. But, as we often see with new tech, such widespread access and ease of creation can have unintended consequences, right? What happens when everyone's a composer, churning out music constantly? What's the downside?
That's the noise problem, and it's a significant one. While democratization is great, the flood of content definitely has downsides.
Like what?
Music platforms are being inundated with vast quantities of AI-generated tracks. Many are, frankly, low effort, derivative, or just mediocre. This sheer volume of noise can make it incredibly harder for quality music, whether human or AI made, to get noticed.
Like finding a needle in a haystack.
Pretty much. Remember Deezer removing over 26 million junk tracks?
Hmm.
That illustrates the scale of this issue. They're trying to clean up the catalog.
Are there deeper concerns than just discoverability?
Yeah, there's a cultural concern.
Yeah.
If anyone can make music easily, do we risk devaluing the craft itself? Some argue there's a real risk of an oversupply of mediocre music saturating streaming algorithms, making it difficult for truly creative, deeply human works to shine through.
So abundance makes value harder to find.
Paradoxically, yes. Democratization is a double-edged sword, fantastic for participation, but tough for standing out and potentially eroding the perceived value of artistry. That's the insight. Abundance isn't always purely good.
Okay, what about established musicians and producers? the professionals. Are they feeling threatened by this new wave of AI, or are they finding ways to integrate it into their workflows? Is it an assistant or an adversary for them?
In professional music circles, the narrative seems largely to be one of embracing AI as a powerful time-saving assistant and a creativity booster. The aha here is it's seen mostly as augmentative, not replacement.
How is it augmenting their work?
Production workflows, from initial composition right through to mastering, are being significantly enhanced.
Can you give examples?
Sure. For composition and songwriting, tools like OpenAI's MuseNet for melodies or Google's Lyric AI for lyric ideas can help generate starting points. Pros might use AI to quickly prototype chord progressions or hear a song in a different style, speeding up ideation. Some even use AI lyric generators to overcome writer's block, treating the output as a rough draft to refine.
What about arranging the music?
In arrangement and orchestration, AI helps a lot. It can suggest instrumentation or add harmonies. AIVA, the cinematic AI, is used by some media composers to create an initial orchestral score they then tweak by hand. That saves huge amounts of time.
Are DAWs getting these features?
Yes, DAWs, Ableton, Logic, etc. are seeing plugins that analyze a basic idea and auto-generate fuller arrangements, drum patterns, bass lines, melodies in various styles.
What about mixing and mastering? That seems like a human skill.
It traditionally was, but AI is making huge strides there. Automated services like Lander and CloudBounce use AI for mixing and mastering. Lander alone has reportedly mastered over 10 million songs for over 2 million musicians.
How does AI mastering work?
These services analyze the track's spectral and dynamic content, making adjustments to EQ, compression, loudness, aiming for a polished, near-professional sound. For indie artists on a budget, it's a quick, affordable way to get a high-quality final product. It closes the gap.
Any other production uses?
Yeah, audio restoration and enhancement. AI tools are great at cleaning up audio, removing noise, tuning vocals precisely, or even separating individual instrument stems from a mixed stereo track.
Stem separation, that's huge for remixing.
Exactly. Huge value for remixing, remastering old recordings, or fixing issues in new ones. Imagine AI reducing instrument bleed from a vocal track automatically. Saves hours.
Is AI showing up in live music too?
Even live performance and DJing are seeing AI integration. Some bands experiment with AI-driven visual displays, or even AI musicians improvising on stage. DJs use AI for stem splitting tracks live, or recommending the next song harmonically and rhythmically, like co-DJing with an AI assistant.
So overall, professionals are seeing it as a tool.
Largely, yes. Many view AI as augmentative, not a threat. A survey found most producers felt AI tools improved efficiency and opened new creative options. Look at Grammy winner Timbaland. He's actively working with AI startups like Suno, exploring how AI can generate personalized beats or hooks for artists to build on. This human-in-the-loop model seems most powerful.
What's fascinating here is how artists are moving beyond just using AI as a simple tool and maybe forming actual partnerships with it, pushing creative boundaries together, almost like it's an extension of their own minds.
It's a truly fruitful dynamic, this human-AI partnership idea, and it speaks to the evolving nature of creativity itself. Artists are finding AI generators incredibly effective for overcoming creative blocks.
How does that work?
Well, composer Eric Lyon famously used Suno to inspire a piece. He prompted it to write the worst parody of AI-generated music about the atomic bomb. The result was absurdly upbeat, but he actually took an AI-generated bass line from that experiment and incorporated it into a later serious composition of his own.
So, using the AI's weirdness as raw material.
Exactly. Treating AI outputs as a provocation, a sketch, then building upon it with personal artistry.
What other partnership benefits are there?
AI also excels at diverse idea generation. An AI trained widely can introduce stylistic elements an artist might not normally use. Imagine a pop songwriter getting a suggestion for a Baroque string backing, maybe unexpected, but could give the song a unique flavor.
Like a neutral collaborator.
Right. It can serve as a neutral third collaborator, generating options impartially.
Yeah.
It's not offended if you reject its idea.
Does it help with experimentation?
Yes. There's mitigating self-censorship. Working with AI can liberate artists. Because AI generates variations quickly, creators might feel safer trying unusual directions they'd hesitate with if it took hours of manual work. Some say it provides a psychological safety net, making them more comfortable taking risks.
Can AI help people learn music too?
Definitely. For aspiring musicians, AI tools can act as incredible education and skill-building resources, like interactive tutors. An aspiring producer could study an AI's arrangement of their simple song to learn about instrumentation or mixing, Or input a chord progression and see how AI embellishes it, learning techniques directly from the AI's choices, which are based on vast training data. It encapsulates collective knowledge.
But the human is still crucial, right?
Absolutely critical. Human oversight and taste remain paramount. The consensus is AI works best when guided by human sensibilities. The artist curates, adding context and emotional intent the machine lacks. Producer Alex de Kid likened it to finding gems in the AI rough. The human identifies the magic and refines it.
So it's a synergy.
Precisely. AI broadens the palette. The artist's vision ensures coherence and meaning. The aha, here's the most powerful music of the future, might not be purely human or purely AI, but a dynamic, synergistic blend.
But as with most powerful technologies, AI in music comes with its own unique set of ethical challenges we really need to consider, especially around fairness and representation.
That's a critical point, yes. AI models, by their nature, inherit biases present in their training data. Music AI is no exception. If the data fed to an AI is skewed towards certain genres, cultures, or demographics, its outputs will inevitably reflect those biases.
So what kind of biases are we seeing?
Well, first, there's genre and cultural bias. If an AI is trained predominantly on Western pop music, for example, it may significantly underrepresent styles, scales, or rhythms from non-Western traditions.
Leading to homogenization.
It could, yeah, or reinforcing Western musical norms as the default. Early AI models sometimes defaulted to Western 44 time and melodies unless explicitly told otherwise, just because that dominated the training data. This could inadvertently marginalize world music styles.
Are there other types of bias?
We also see demographic bias and stereotypes. AI lyric generators or vocal models can reproduce gender or racial biases present in the text they learn from. A study found an AI lyric generator trained on mainstream music was more likely to associate men with creative roles and women with appearance in its lyrics. AI voice models might default to certain accents or timbres reflecting existing societal biases, potentially reducing diversity.
And how does this affect artists?
There's the issue of representation of artists. There's a risk AI music could oversaturate certain styles, making it even harder for independent or minority artists in other genres to break through, especially as streaming algorithms favor AI tracks tailored to mainstream tastes.
So how do we fight this bias?
Mitigating bias requires conscious effort. Diverse, representative training sets are crucial, and there's a growing push for transparency labeling AI music so listeners know its provenance. The aha is that without proactive measures, AI could inadvertently narrow rather than expand the musical landscape.
This also brings up that authorship question again. If an AI generates a complete song, who is truly the composer? Ethically, who should get credit, especially if it mimics existing artists?
It's a huge authorship dilemma. Legally, we know a fully AI song isn't copyrightable in the US right now, but the ethical question of creative achievement remains. Who deserves credit?
The human who prompted it.
Many argue yes, the human who guided the process should be credited, maybe as producer or arranger. But there's the worrying scenario of loss of human credit. Think about that AI Drake song that went viral in 2023.
Right, the one that sounded just like him in The Weeknd.
Exactly, an AI mimic. The real Drake had no control or credit, yet his artistic persona, his voice, his style were key to the song's appeal. That raises huge issues of misattribution and impacts artists' reputation and brand.
What about the ethics of the training data itself?
That's crucial too, ethical use of training data. Many artists feel it's fundamentally wrong for companies to profit from an AI trained on their life's work without permission or compensation.
Is there much pushback on that?
Strong pushback. Over 200 musicians signed a 2024 open letter demanding AI firms get consent and offer compensation for using copyrighted material. Ethically, acknowledging the contributions of training data sources, even generally, is becoming an expectation. Some even propose metadata listing major influences.
Does this impact the human creator's feeling of ownership?
It relates to maintaining human agency. As AI takes on more compositional weight, do human musicians risk losing their sense of creative fulfillment? If a song is 90% AI and a human just tweaked it, calling the human the author might feel off. It could lead to creative alienation.
So what's the emerging ethical stance?
Transparency seems absolutely key. If AI played a significant role, say so. Many believe listeners have a right to know if they're hearing human, AI, or both to avoid deception and appreciate the work properly. The aha is that while AI offers power, we have a collective responsibility to ensure it enhances, not diminishes, human artistic integrity.
Beyond the individual artist, what are the broader societal and even environmental ripple effects? It seems like there are hidden costs beyond just money.
You're absolutely right. These impacts are substantial and often overlooked. For instance, AI models, especially large music ones, have a heavy computational and thus environmental cost.
Training them uses a lot of energy.
A huge amount. Training a single large music model could emit dozens of tons of CO2, equivalent to multiple families' annual carbon footprint. As AI generations scales up for personalized content, the energy used for cloud computing, data storage, transmission,
Yeah.
it all adds up.
What about social impacts like jobs?
Socially, the rise of AI could lead to significant job displacement and shifts. Composers creating background music, jingle writers, stock music providers, maybe some session musicians, they might see demand drop as producers turn to AI for quick, custom tracks. That's a real concern.
But new roles might emerge too.
Possibly. Roles like prompt engineers specializing in getting specific musical results or AI music curators. The industry will evolve, changing the types of jobs available.
Are there concerns about learning music?
Yes, the impact on learning and musicianship. Some worry easy AI tools might reduce the incentive to learn instruments or theory. Why spend years mastering guitar if AI can generate a track? Music educators worry about declining traditional musicianship.
But could it also spark interest?
Conversely, yes. AI might spark curiosity, leading people to start with AI, then delve into learning an instrument for more nuance. The double-edged sword.
What about preserving musical traditions?
Finally, cultural preservation. AI could help or harm. Positively, modders trained on folk archives might generate new songs and endangered styles, reviving interest. Negatively, if AI is dominated by mainstream data, it might further overshadow niche cultural music or create generic pastiche that isn't authentic.
It's incredibly complex.
The ethical landscape is complex, yeah. And it
Mhm.
requires new norms, maybe regulations, to guide AI's integration so it amplifies human artistry, not undercuts it.
Right.
The aha is that the true cost of convenience and tech progress is often broader and more complex than we first see.
Okay, let's cast our gaze into the immediate future now. What can we realistically expect AI to look like in music over the next, say, 1 to 3 years? As tech evolves and the legal stuff gets clearer?
In the near horizon, the next 1-3 years, I think AI will primarily function as an assistant rather than a standalone hitmaker.
More tool than creator.
Largely, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The quality of AI-generated vocals and instruments will keep improving rapidly. Udio's vocals are already impressively human-like. Distinguishing AI session players from real ones will get harder for casual listeners.
But not AI pop stars.
Fully AI stars, like virtual bands, will likely stay niche or novelty, partly due to copyright issues, partly because audiences connect deeply with human performers and their stories.
What about the industry adapting? The legal side.
We'll see movement there. The lawsuits and negotiations will bring more clarity. It's likely we'll see some settlements or pilot licensing deals between AI companies and rights holders.
Like labels licensing their catalogs for training?
Exactly. Instead of endless court battles, labels might start licensing catalogs to AI startups for a fee or equity. By 2026, maybe we'll see the first authorized AI music generator trained on, say, the entire Sony Music catalog, producing officially licensed derivative works. That could open new revenue streams for labels.
Will we know if music is AI made on streaming platforms?
I expect streaming platforms will implement some form of AI content labeling. Within a couple of years, you might see tags on Spotify or Apple Music indicating AI generated, similar to explicit content tags. Deezer started this. Others will likely follow for transparency and trust.
Any new kinds of music emerging?
We'll likely see an explosion of AI-augmented microgenres. Think hyper-personalized genres like morning chill hop with Persian elements or synthwave polka, enabled by AI's blending ability. These might start niche, but could spark viral trends.
And regulators?
Yeah.
Will they act?
Expect more regulatory moves. The U.S. Copyright Office might formalize guidelines on AI, maybe rules around labeling or AI-assisted works. Governments will likely update laws on rights of publicity and voice imitation to protect artists from AI mimicry, like Tennessee's 2024 voice likeness law. More laws like that are probable.
Okay, looking a bit further out then, say 3 to 7 years from now, how will AI deepen its role, moving beyond assistance to become more fundamental?
Within 5 years or so, I anticipate AI features being deeply integrated into digital audio workstations the DAW musicians use daily.
How integrated?
We're likely to see generate buttons right next to individual tracks, click generate drum groove or harmonize vocals. The line between what a musician plays and what AI fills in will blur significantly.
AI plugins that jam along.
Yeah, or suggest structural changes to a song based on analysis. The DAW of 2030 might have a virtual producer built right in, speeding up production, letting creators focus more on high-level ideas while AI handles details.
What about interactive music?
Real-time interactive music will become much more common. AI latency will improve. Think video games where music adapts not just to events but your player style, generated on the fly.
Or live concerts.
Maybe live concerts where an AI DJ takes audience feedback via an app to improvise music, fitting the crowd's mood right then. Or even AI virtual performers responding directly to audience prompts online.
Could AI models become, like, artists themselves?
Possibly. Certain AI models might get known for specific styles, essentially becoming AI personas or virtual bandmates. Artists could feature these AI personas on tracks, like my new album features AmpBot on guitar.
Like virtual idols, but for AI music styles.
Kind of, yeah. These AI personas might even get their own fan followings if their style is distinct and liked.
And the money side, new business models.
Definitely. New revenue and licensing models will emerge as legal clarity improves. Maybe training data licensing with micro-royalties via blockchain, though that's complex. Or collective management groups negotiating blanket agreements for training use. Subscription models for unlimited AI custom music might appear too, raising new questions about distributing value.
Will AI music quality keep improving indefinitely?
Probably not. But 2028-2030, AI music will likely reach a quality plateau where improvements are smaller. Its dominance will depend on consumer acceptance. We might see a bifurcation.
Meaning?
AI music saturating utilitarian uses background music, work playlists. But for dedicated listening, many might still prefer human artistry, valuing authenticity. Human music's role might shift more to performance, artistry, connection. Live concerts likely remain a human stronghold. Marketing might emphasize human stories more.
And looking even further out, toward the end of the decade and beyond, 10 years plus, how will AI fundamentally reshape the landscape then, blurring lines, maybe even influencing emotion directly?
In the long term, I predict hybrid creation becomes the norm. The distinction between purely AI and purely human music might largely fade. Most music could become a hybrid.
So most hits will have AI involved somewhere.
By 2035, it might be rare to find a popular song that didn't involve some AI assistance in writing or production. The idea of a solo human singer-songwriter recording a hit purely analog might become quaint. But these hybrids will likely still be marketed under human artists' names, with AI as a powerful behind-the-scenes collaborator.
What about AI understanding emotion?
There's huge research aiming for emotionally intelligent music AI. AI adept at intentionally crafting songs, evoking specific feelings or complex emotional journeys. By analyzing data on music and human responses, AI might get skilled at creating music that starts anxious but resolves into hope, for instance. Maybe even modeling lyrical meaning eventually.
Could we have personal AI music creators?
We could see the rise of personalized musical companions. Long-term, individuals might have their own AI music companion, knowing their tastes intimately, creating on-demand songs that resonate deeply.
Like a musical diary generated by AI.
Kind of. Imagine AI generating a unique lullaby nightly tuned to your mood, or theme songs for your life events. Music becomes less one-size-fits-all, more a personal service. Hyper-personalization, but maybe reducing shared cultural experience.
How does this restructure the economics?
A significant economic restructuring. If AI produces functional music cheaply, human-created music's value may concentrate around experiences in scarcity live shows, limited releases, collectibles. A renaissance of live music and patronage models might happen, as recorded music itself pays less.
Could legacy artists benefit?
Possibly. Legacy artists could license their voice or style for AI uses, earning passive income, or even creating new Beatles songs via AI using past material, marketed as tributes or what-ifs.
Will the legal and ethical dust settle?
Hopefully, yes. Legal and ethical norms will likely be settled. By a decade out, society should have clearer norms. Laws will cover AI training and use maybe new IP rights for AI works with human input. Ethically, a consensus respecting innovation and artists' rights should emerge, ensuring creators whose work feeds AI are compensated. Ideally, AI is seen not as an enemy, but another evolution in music tech, like synths or samplers were once controversial.
So the future is a dance between human and AI.
Exactly, a complex, evolving dance, with society ultimately setting the rhythm. That's the long-term aha.
So after taking this truly deep dive into the world of AI-generated music, uncovering its incredible potential and its profound challenges, What does this all mean for you listening right now, for the industry, for artists, for policymakers? And how can we proactively shape a fair and innovative future where AI and music can truly harmonize?
Okay, let's break down some recommendations. For industry stakeholders, labels, publishers, streaming platforms, the path forward really involves embracing licensing frameworks for AI.
Moving beyond lawsuits.
Right. Develop standardized agreements for training and outputs. Convert legal risk into a business opportunity that ensures creators get paid. Invest heavily in content ID tech, better audio fingerprinting, AI detection to flag infringements, and enable monetization.
And transparency.
Crucial. Implement clear labeling for AI content on streaming platforms, like Deezer started. Maintain user trust. Mitigate streaming fraud with better detection, industry cooperation, maybe evolving royalty models like user-centric payouts, and launch educational initiatives for artists about AI tools and rights protection.
What about for creators and artists themselves? What should they do?
The recommendation is to experiment and adapt. See AI tools as new instruments to expand creative possibilities. Early adopters can carve out new niches. Critically, protect your IP and likeness.
How?
Register compositions. Consider audio watermarking, actively manage voice rights. Maybe don't upload raw vocals publicly, or use AI-ready voice packs with clear licenses. Demand opt-in or opt-out choices for using your material in AI training. Assert control.
And if they do use AI,
Maintain meticulous documentation of your human contributions to ensure copyright protection. Engage in community and collaboration unions. Support networks to share practices and advocate collectively for fair treatment.
what about policymakers and regulators? What's their role?
Their primary task is to clarify copyright law for AI, explicitly address training, consider new IP categories if needed, consult widely. Support data transparency, require AI devs to disclose training sources for accountability.
And protecting artists' identities.
Strengthen personality rights to protect artists from unauthorized AI replicas of voice or image, like Tennessee's 2024 law. Incentivize ethical AI innovation through funding. Monitor market fairness to prevent monopolies and keep the ecosystem open.
Finally, what about the technology developers, the AI companies and researchers? What are their responsibilities?
Ethical data practices must be core. Seek permission licenses for copyrighted data, especially for commercial models. Work to build attribution into models, influence reports, micropayments. Implement watermarking on outputs for transparency.
Should they work with artists?
Absolutely. Prioritize collaboration with creators in tool development to ensure AI genuinely assists, not just takes over. Ensure transparency with users, communicate training data, limitations, biases, ethical use guidelines like Suno's policy on lyrics, and continually work to improve bias and diversity in models for inclusive AI music.
We've just navigated a truly deep dive into the world of AI-generated music, uncovering its incredible potential and its profound challenges for creators, the industry, and society.
Our core conclusion, I think, is clear. AI will undoubtedly transform both composition and copyright, but it need not do so at the expense of human artistry. The goal, the ideal outcome, should be a symbiosis.
A harmonious relationship.
Exactly, where technology amplifies human creativity rather than replacing it. Ultimately, though, a significant cultural choice lies ahead for all of us. Audiences may decide that authenticity, originality, human connection are what they cherish most in music. Or if convenience, personalization, and endless access eventually trump all. Our collective values and how we interact with this tech will shape this future.
Ultimately, music is just such a profoundly human endeavor, isn't it? A language of emotion, shared experience. No matter how intelligent AI becomes, it feels like it will always be the human touch that gives music its soul, its unique resonance that connects us. The aha here is maybe that the future of music is a shared journey, not a solo performance by an algorithm.
Well said.
So, as you go about your week, think about this. Could the future's most acclaimed albums or unforgettable live performances be those that artfully blend human and AI contributions, creating an augmented creativity that redefines what music can truly be? What stands out to you from today's deep dive?